Breaking news edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chad Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. As Charles Omenihu has agreed to a new one-year, $7 million deal to remain with the Kansas City Chiefs, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. Glad to have you with us. Let's react to this news coming in just a few moments ago. Charles Omenihu, I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of Charles Omenihu. I've loved what he's done with the Kansas City Chiefs. He was drafted in 2019 out of the University of Texas in the 5th round by the Houston Texans. Then he went to the San Francisco 49ers, and he's been here with the Kansas City Chiefs the last 2 seasons. And he's been a terrific impact player for the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you need something to tell you about how good Charles Omenihu has been, you go back to this last season. The Chiefs, prior to when Charles Omenihu made his return to the football field, they were ranked towards the bottom half of the NFL in sack percentage. Then when he comes back, we saw this pass rush come to new life as they ended the year in the upper half of the NFL when it came to sack percentage. And even though Charles Omenihu only had 1 sack this season, the presence that he brought to the table, how good he was, made everyone else better and made this pass rush more of a threat where there was more guys to account for, which ultimately made everybody better. And I think that's the story when it comes to Charles Omenihu, is the fact that he makes his teammates better. And that's the difference that he ultimately brings to the table there. He was a part of 1 Super Bowl championship with the Chiefs, and now he's sticking around with another shot to potentially win another Super Bowl title. 1 year, $7 million. I think that seems like a fair amount to keep Omenihu, and a guy that's an emerging player. I think his best football is still in front of him. I like this move for the Kansas City Chiefs. How would you grade the signing of Charles Omenihu? A, B, C, D, or F? Weigh in, let us know in the comments section. I'll give you my grade here in just a moment, but want to hear from you guys first. Weigh in and let us know. Folks, this is why you subscribe to the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Look, I'll be honest. I was having a good evening, enjoying some time with some friends, some coworkers, watching some college basketball tonight. Unfortunately, my Kansas Jayhawks suffered a very sad loss to Arkansas tonight. But nonetheless, when news breaks, we bring you a video here on the channel, folks. We keep you up to date with everything going on with your Kansas City Chiefs, and we are oh so close to 70,000 subscribers on the channel. I believe we're just about 15 away from reaching that next milestone. So if you love the Kansas City Chiefs, this is the channel for you. We're bringing you sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day, live shows every Tuesday, breaking news right here from the Jones Zone like you're seeing right now, in addition to Q&A mailbags and more. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. You'll be glad you did. Help us get to 70,000 subscribers on the channel. We'll keep you posted each and every day here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. So Charles Omenihu. Let's tell you a little bit more about Charles Omenihu in case people don't know much about Charles Omenihu. If you go back to 2023, he signed a 2-year contract with the Chiefs. He was ultimately suspended for the first 6 games of 2023 after violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. And then he came back, was pretty good, suffered a torn ACL in the 2023 championship game of the AFC against the Baltimore Ravens. Didn't play in the Super Bowl when the Chiefs actually defeated the Niners 25-22 to give Omenihu his first Super Bowl ring. Then shortly thereafter, he was placed on the PUP list to begin the season. We didn't see him return until November 28, 2024. But you go back to that 2023 campaign, and that was a breakout season for Omenihu. He had 7 sacks, along with 2 pass breakups, and 2 forced fumbles that season in 2023. And he was really strong, really, really good. And then in 2024, when he came back in six games played, he had 1 sack, he had 1 forced fumble, and it really opened up things for the rest of this Chiefs defense, especially that pass rush. And in the playoffs, this past year, he was really good as well with his performance there. So I think for the Chiefs, you bring back Omenihu here, and this is a guy that can be a difference in the pass rush and can open up things for other guys. And to me, the main thing is you're looking at a guy that can be a difference maker without costing you a ton of money and give you another body. And on top of that, too, we look at the way the Chiefs have been kind of depleted when it comes to their pass rush options over the last couple of weeks on the defensive line here with the guys that they've lost. To get Omenihu back, this is kind of a sigh of relief here. Like, man, who was going to play with Chris Jones and George Karlaftis? And now you get Charles Omenihu back, you feel a lot better. It's a sigh of relief. Like, oh, thank goodness we got Omenihu back here. Now we expect some guys to be drafted to add to the rotation here, but you were starting to get pretty thin with your options that you had available here. Now you bring in Omenihu back into the fold, and things are a lot better here. And I am of the belief, folks, that Charles Omenihu, that sure, he had his best season in 2023, but I don't think that year was an anomaly for him. If he is healthy, think about this. He had 7 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. In a season, he only played 11 games. If I can get Charles Omenihu with a full sample size with 16 or 17 games, which he hasn't done yet in Kansas City, and I think the injury front has been kind of bad luck for him. If he can avoid the bad luck and stay healthy, then the sky's the limit for Charles Omenihu. I am very optimistic that he can be an impact player for this Kansas City Chiefs team, and that we could see him have a career year in 2025. I don't think that's a crazy ask as far as that goes. And then here's the other thing I would say. For all intents and purposes, what if Charles Omenihu gets banged up? Or what if he doesn't live up to the expectations we're talking about here? Well, it's only 1 year. It's only $7 million. If Charles Omenihu doesn't work out, I don't think it costs you that much. And I saw enough from Charles Omenihu making an impact when he returned from injury that I can feel optimistic that he can be a key piece to this Chiefs defense. And I think that you're going to like what you see from Charles Omenihu in 2025. I'm pretty excited to see what he does as far as that goes. Folks, what is your one-word reaction to Charles Omenihu making a return to Kansas City on a 1-year, $7 million deal? I'll give you my one-word reaction in just a moment. Weigh in, let us know in the comment section. Give me your one word, what it would be to describe the return to Charles Omenihu in 2025. My one word is value. I think there's some value here to get a guy that's got this much talent that you're not paying a ton of. And I believe he hasn't touched his ceiling yet. I really don't believe he has come close to his ceiling yet. 7 sacks in 2023 was awesome, but that was with 11 games played and 1 start. Now, in 2025, assuming he's fully healthy here, I think he can be awesome, and that he can be even better than what we saw in 2023. Even if, let's just say for all intents and purposes, if he plays all 17 games and he has 7 sacks, that would be great. I think you would be feeling fantastic if that's the case. But if he's healthy, I have every reason to think that Charles Omenihu is going to do even better than what he did in that really solid 2023 campaign. If you're the Kansas City Chiefs, I think you would be thrilled with that, especially considering what you already have in Karlaftis and Chris Jones, among others. I think that would be great for the Kansas City Chiefs on that front. And we know the pass rush is the key. The offensive line, I think, is going to be improved. I think the offense is going to be better. The next thing you're hoping for if you're the Kansas City Chiefs is that this pass rush takes that next step up. And adding Omenihu back and then some potential rookies here, there's a reason to feel good this that this defense is going to head in the right direction as far as that goes. Appreciate you joining us here on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Subscribe now for continuing Chiefs coverage, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.